Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's Heart to Home. You ever feel like an outsider? Because in today's little Devo, we're going to talk about being an outsider. Recently, we've just started the book of Matthew, and in the first chapter, it goes through Jesus Christ's lineage here on earth. And it talked about who was from Abraham and all the way down. And Pastor Gary was saying it's unusual for women to be mentioned in a genealogy, but in this genealogy there were, and they weren't Hebrews, they weren't Jews. They were Rahab and Ruth, and they're listed in the genealogy, but they were grafted in to the lineage of Jesus. Just like the Apostle Paul was commissioned to go to the Gentiles and preach to them the good news of Jesus Christ. In Galatians 7:5 and 6, it says, having predestined us to adoption as sons by Jesus Christ to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, to the praise of his glory, of his grace, by which he made us accepted in the beloved. So that Jesus came to preach to all, not just to the Jews, though they were part of it, but they were God's chosen people. And they got a little haughty and arrogant with that, thinking that they were the only ones that could be saved. But Christ said no. And in the Old Testament, it talks about how it's going to bring in outsiders, basically. Like in Romans 11:17 through 19. And as some of the branches were broken off, and you, being a wild olive tree, were grafted in among them, and with them became a partaker of the root of the fatness of the olive tree. Do not boast against the branches. But if you do boast, remember that you do not support the root, but the root supports you. You will say then, branches are broken off that I might be grafted in. And that's exactly what Jesus did. He came to save the whole world, not just a few. All that will call upon his name, of course. And Ephesians 1:11, it says, in him also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestined according to the purpose of him who works all things according to the counsel of his will. And I'm personally grateful for that I've been grafted in. I've inherited an inheritance by the grace of Jesus Christ. And today, when you think about that, just be grateful that you can be grafted in. You can obtain the inheritance because Christ came to give it to all. John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. So take that inheritance, hold on to it, and share it with others, because Christ wants all to come to repentance. Thanks, and have a great day.